Okay, so I came across this article and it's titled, "The White House insists the orange guy has done more for American tourism than anyone after drops in global visitors." And I kind of agree with it, because nobody has ever killed the US tourism industry like this guy, like we've never seen before, and we've never seen anything like it. And thank you for your attention to this matter. Ugh, I feel disgusting just saying it. But I really want to show this article to everybody because it shows the delusional state that the current administration is in versus what the reality is. But the reality is that it's actually a benefit to the rest of the world. Canada, Europe, Asia, we're all benefiting because nobody wants to go to the United States. And I have two Canadian cities that aren't really talked about too much when it comes to tourism, but they're actually benefiting as well. So we're going to talk about all of this in this video. But before I start, I do want to give a big shout out and congratulations to Tod Maffin for running his second annual Nanaimo Infusion event. And this time he had over 1,000 people attend. Todd has done an amazing job in terms of recruiting healthcare workers from the United States. And I want to play a small clip from his event.
In Canada, it doesn't matter to us where you come from, where your family is from, who you worship, who you love, how many trans kids you have. We're grateful that you're here and you are welcome in our country.
Now, I know in my earlier video today, I did talk about how the US citizens now have a way to get into Canada, and that I was on the fence about it. And to be honest, I still am. But as I mentioned in my previous video, I do understand that there are situations from US citizens where they might be in a lose-lose situation in the US, whether they're a minority, they have the wrong skin color, they're part of the LGBTQ community, or they're in family situations where majority of their family are Republicans, and they just need to get away. I totally understand these situations, and I welcome them to Canada. But I do not welcome those to Canada who are just thinking about Canada as a backup plan. I know it's going to be tough to determine on a case-by-case situation, but for me, I just want to make sure that everybody that comes into Canada wants to be Canadian, and not just wanting to hold the passport. I hope that makes sense. It's kind of tough for me to get it out of my head right now. But I do want to congratulate Tod Maffin for another successful year, and I'm looking forward to watching the live stream again next year. Now, jumping into the first article, it's titled, "White House insists the orange guy has done more for American tourism than anyone after dropping global visitors." Now, I'm just going to read parts of it out, but if you want to read the full article, the link will be in the description below. The number of overseas visitors to the US dropped by several million in 2025 compared to 2024, with the World Travel and Tourism Council advising America to make itself welcoming again. However, the White House sees the picture differently, insisting that the orange idiot has done more for American tourism than anyone. The rebuttal came after research by the council revealed that while global travel had a bumper year in 2025, the number of international travelers up by 80 million. International visitor spending in the US fell 4.6% to 176 billion, and foreign tourists slid by 5.5%. Now, I really don't understand what reality the White House is living in, because the stats and the numbers are there. Nobody wants to go to the United States. Nobody wants to deal with the United States. And nobody even wants to deal with United States citizens abroad. But majority of the United States, and I say majority because there are a few that understand what's going on, but majority are living up to this meme right here. Everything is fine, everyone loves the United States, and everyone wants to be the United States. I mean, hell, I'm still getting hater comments saying that I'm just jealous. All these videos that I'm making, it's because I want to be American. Fuck that. But this whole delusional state, I mean, it's not just in the White House. It goes with the tourism executives, the Chamber of Commerce's, everybody who blames the exchange rate. Because what it is the mentality that the United States can't do any wrong. And because we're down, it's because of everybody else, not them. But then again, what do I know? I'm just a YouTuber with a loud cat. You can hear the cat in the background, I'm pretty sure. But if you do agree with me, let me know in the comments below. And if I'm wrong, I'll admit it. But if you do agree and you're not subscribed yet, and you do think the United States is out to lunch when they think the tourism industry is going well, hit that subscribe button so you'll be notified of my future videos. Now, moving on. While some overseas markets grew by 1.7 million visits, this was outweighed by the arrivals from other countries shrinking by 5.7 million, leading to an overall decline of about 4 million. The council believes that the US is now at a crossroads in tourism development. Yeah, that crossroad you're talking about, it actually happened last year, March. With a tainted image as a destination and in danger of losing its crown of the world's biggest travel and tourism market to China. Now, you know what's funny is that I've been to China a couple times, usually for work, but never as a leisure trip. But it has been on the radar for my wife and I, and we have been thinking about it, because I would actually like to go somewhere without having to go to an office. But if I'm thinking this, I'm sure millions of other people around the world are thinking this too. And we're starting to think about destinations that we never really would have thought about before, because we always went to the United States due to proximity. Hell, I'm guilty of that. It was cheaper for me to go to California or Las Vegas than it was to fly to Eastern Canada. A lot of my friends in Inner Circle, they're no longer going to the United States. Some of them came out to KL to visit me. Others went to Japan. And I have a group of friends right now doing a 1-month trip around Europe. So I think it's safe to say that the United States has lost its crown for the world's biggest travel and tourism market. But unfortunately, the United States chief idiot ruined it for all of us with all of these high fuel prices. Now moving on, Gloria Rivera, President and CEO of the Tourism Council, said the US must change how travelers perceive it and use the World Cup, which is expected to bring 1.24 million international viewers, to its advantage. Right. To avoid losing its leadership position, the US must invest in promoting its attractiveness both in international markets and during the summer of football, change perception and position of the US as a welcoming destination, and grow international visitor spend, encouraging stopovers and new experiences, she said. Well, number one thing, I don't think anybody should be doing stopover in the United States, especially with the US aviation industry right now. I mean, how many close calls on the ground and then, close calls in the air have we had in like the last month? I actually count about 4 of them. I actually think there's more, but I lost track. But you can see even the screenshots here. I mean, the dates. They're all from April, this month. And we can't forget what happened with the Air Canada Jazz flight. I mean, this is not normal, and I'm not making shit up. I mean, look at the facts, look at the articles. And what I just showed you all happened within the last month. So if the United States wants people to come back, they gotta fix their aviation industry. And that's just like one thing out of like the dozens or hundreds of things they need to fix first. Now moving on. But when The Independent asked the White House if America had an image problem and whether it was worried about visitor numbers, Deputy Press Secretary Anna Kelly was bullish, heralding the orange guy as the driving force for tourism spend. President Trump has done more for American tourism than anyone, including by making our cities safe and beautiful again for all to enjoy, and bringing major events like Los Angeles Olympics and FIFA World Cup to the United States, Kelly noted. I put all these images on the screen to show what the real United States is right now. And if you're not watching or you're visually impaired, I have photos of CBP, ICE, detainment, and protests going on all over the United States. This is what the White House considers welcoming, I guess. Being detained in inhumane conditions, or possibly being in the area where a protest is going on. This doesn't sound like a vacation to me and where I want to spend my money. But for me, one of the biggest reasons is this: these people on the screen right now. Because they are the reasons why we're in this mess right now. Every single one of them that checked the box beside the orange guy's name. And if any of these people have businesses that rely on tourism, I say screw your business. You got what you deserved. So I wanted to show this article to really show how oblivious and delusional the White House is. But not only the White House, these people on the screen as well. And I hope this serves as a reminder to everybody why we are boycotting and why the world wants nothing to do with the United States. Now on the flip side, Canada is doing well. And I believe our tourism industry is going to do well this year. Let's take a look at this report out of Ottawa.
New data from Statistics Canada shows Americans are taking more trips to Canada. In Ottawa, tourism is seeing a bit of an uptick, and businesses are ready to welcome more U.S. visitors this season. CTV's Camille Wilson joins us live in studio with more on this. Camille.
Austin, Ottawa is a hot spot for travelers from all across the globe. And despite the political trade tensions between the United States and Canada, Americans are making more trips to Canada. Those I met with today said it's a place that brings them peace. After making their first trip to Ottawa last year, this family is back for another weekend getaway.
We befriended a really wonderful person named Heather. She's from Ontario, and she's actually been my mom's pen pal.
Wonderful place, wonderful people. We can't say enough about it. People are just polite. It's quiet. It gives you a nice, safe feeling.
Now, that's not the first time I've heard that. I mean, Canada's not perfect. We have our bad apples as well. But overall, I've had feedback from work colleagues who live in Europe as well as Asia. And they basically told me that when they did a North American trip, like Canada and the United States, they noticed a huge difference when they crossed the border from the US into Canada. And collectively, the main feedback that I got from them is that we're quieter. I mean, for example, standing in line, they were complaining that people were yelling at them for not paying fast enough, or people budging in line. But once they crossed the border into Canada, people were friendly, they said. And that actually made me proud to be Canadian.
From Utica, New York, they are not only big fans of the city.
We came for the women's hockey, and we support the Women's Hockey League. And we kind of adopted the Chargers because we came up here last year. And that became our team.
New data from Statistics Canada shows trips to Canada by United States residents increased 5.9% last year, arrivals by car up 6.8%, and arrivals by air increased 4.8% year over year.
Now, I want to pause here quickly for a minute and actually look at these numbers. Because we know the numbers going to the United States are way down. I mean, some areas, some border crossings are down by over 50%. But I want to pause here because I do remember somebody saying in my comments that we should not be welcoming US citizens to Canada. And I think that's totally wrong. We're not the United States. We're not like blacklisting people from our country. In fact, we're trying to welcome people to our country. And if they want to spend their money in Canada, their tourism dollars, I'm fine with it. Just as long as they're not wearing a stupid red hat and pushing their ways in Canada.
We love Canada.
We do love Canada. Everyone's super friendly and welcoming.
These friends celebrating a 40th birthday.
Somewhere different, somewhere new, somewhere fun.
To get away from the States, it's a little different.
Ottawa Tourism says it's heartened by the latest StatsCan data, but U.S. visits to the capital are down compared to last year. However, visitors from the U.S. stayed longer and spent 15% more during their trips to Ottawa.
It's remarkable to have that east-west, north-south commuter, and there's open spaces here. That's remarkable. Your parks are beautiful. So everything's well curated. Curated. Yeah, it's beautiful.
Tour companies are looking forward to the upcoming tourism season.
We have our Tulip Festival pre-bookings coming in, and honestly, it's looking pretty good. We're actually up like 30% from last year on the pre-bookings.
Anytime I hear a tourism company saying that they're up, I'm happy about that. Because you gotta remember, these are not normal times. And especially now with the jet fuel prices going up, I believe there's gonna be less travel this year. Now, this next part that they talk about in the report, they talk to the US citizens about politics, and I'm not really too sure I agree with it.
Not letting the political tensions get in the way.
Being on the state side is that politics don't represent the people.
Right.
And so we're all individuals. We all understand to a degree what's right and wrong.
I'm not afraid to travel, honestly.
I don't think just the political scene necessarily reflects the people of Canada or the U.S. So we can 100%
Absolutely.
be
And then-
friendly neighbors.
And best believe they will be back.
He wants to come up and ice skate in the winter.
Oh,
That's his
yeah, I
goal.
want to do the canal.
For the upcoming tourism season, the capital is expecting more visitors, and Ottawa Tourism says they are well positioned to welcome Americans to the capital region. Austin.
Now, going back to this guy and what he said politics don't represent the people. Now, I might be completely wrong on this. I mean, this is just my opinion. And I could use your help to let me know in the comments if I'm right or wrong on this. But the politics that's going on in the United States right now absolutely represents the people. Because the 77 million people voted for this chaos that we're going through right now. I don't know who these people voted for, and quite frankly, it probably doesn't matter at this point. But I feel that it's just a bit of a cop-out. I mean, kind of sweeping it under the rug and, pretending everything is fine, when it's absolutely not. Now, if these tourists voted for Harris, yeah, I guess there's not much you can do. You voted. And unfortunately, there was more votes on the other side. But if these people voted for the orange guy, and saying people are not the politics, I got a bit of a problem with that. So let me know in the comments below if you agree with my stance on this, or if I'm a little bit off base on this. Now moving on, I just want to show this quick report out of Calgary.
Welcome to the Fairmont Palace.
Thank you. For the first time ever, Calgary welcomed 10.5 million visitors and $3.3 billion in visitor spending in 2025. On track to repeat, if not exceed those numbers this year. Some attribute that success to those 84,000 Calgarians on the visitor front line.
Those doors belongs to this Ionic Fairmont Palliser Hotel. There's so many history here. And this door here, we're welcoming guests from all over the world.
Now, it doesn't matter what city it is in Canada. I think this year we got to be prepared for more tourists come in.
Creating memorable experience for guests coming to the Palliser Hotel, this special place, and coming to Calgary, our home, my home. Excellent. What's your step?
Hemraj, a 27-year doorman, is a two-time White Hat Award recipient, a Calgary honor recognizing exceptional service, and the embodiment of the city's signature Western hospitality.
I love what I do. I come to work every day to make a difference in whether it's an experience or creating that lasting memory for our guests.
And this is what I want to close my video off with. We want to give our international guests a positive memory of Canada. One that they will remember and want to come back to Canada to visit other cities. Unlike the United States, they don't want memories of people yelling at them in cashier lines or telling them to hurry up. So I guess what I'm trying to say is that Canadians have a reputation around the world. It's a good reputation. And I think we got to remember not to take it for granted as well. To close off this video, I would like to give a big thanks to Kate for emailing me this photo of Parc Fort Leon overlooking the Baie des Chaleurs in Quebec. Kate even gave me the pronunciation. I'm not even sure I got it right. So let me know, Kate. but I do appreciate you sending this photo over to me. Alright, that's all I got for this video. If you found any value in anything I said today, or you want to hear more from a Canadian and international perspective without the US media bias, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button below. That way you'll be notified of my future videos. And if you want to see more of my videos, check out the ones that will show up on your screen shortly. Thanks everyone, I'll catch you in the next one.